Well, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we got a bit of stuff to get done. There's a few things I wanted to get updated. We've got all of these like little cubby holes that have, basically where people are supposed to be sleeping. We're going to change those out for the actual bed units. We'll probably put an actual bathroom in here and talk about what we're going to do with our project ship. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So, happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic week and are having a terrific Friday thus far. So the last time we were together, we ended up buying the LCC-3 transport, which is the really big transport. You see it from there? Yeah, you can kind of see it from there. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to start some of the renovation work on it, because basically this ship is going to go away. Show you what we've got planned here. So what I'm thinking is that this ship actually has a bunch of batteries on it, right? Up to this point. So there's 4 fully charged batteries, and I'm kind of wanting to keep those. So what I'm thinking is we're going to take the large atmospheric thrusters off of this. We will probably break down that little beastie as well as the mining craft. I do need to make thruster components, because what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to renovate, or retrofit, I guess would be a better term, these ships so that we have ion on them. And then what I want to do is we're going to build a docking area for these guys, and I'm thinking we may just go ahead and keep this somewhat simple for short term, and just put connectors in over here, like on this cargo pod and maybe on this one. And then that way what we'll be able to do is just dock those guys straight in, because we only need enough thrusters. We basically need 6 thrusters, 1 in each direction. And we don't need it to be fast or powerful. We just basically need some very, very rudimentary navigational systems on it, just so that we can get those over here, get them locked on, and continue on with our day. Now, ultimately, what I am wanting to do with this is I'm thinking we're going to end up building these 2 areas out as hangars on either side here, which means we will probably need to relocate some of these thrusters. I haven't decided yet, but ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to have a place to dock those ships off on either side. Now, I did think about adding a an underbelly hangar area, because we could basically take all of these little half blocks out, which would give us a nice flat area. And then on the side here, we basically just carry the lines around. So at least that was some of my idea. The other thing that I want to do is this hallway area, we want to pressurize this. So that is going to require us to make some parts, which I should have. Yeah, I've got a bit of iron, because I did do a little bit of off-camera work. Basically just grabbed a little bit of iron really quick. Okay, so is that all of it? I thought I had more. Alright, well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and do, I don't know, 200 interior plates, because we were selling off a bunch of material that I'm starting to wish I hadn't sold off. But that's usually the way it goes. So you are going to come out. Oh, I'm in a safe zone. I can't grind this thing. Damn it. Basically, I'm going to have to take this outside the ship, or outside of the shield, in order to do this. Alright, so thinking all of this will come off. That is some massive amount of material in there. You are armed, so you are actually armed, right? No, block is turned off. Okay. Meteors, missiles. We don't really want you targeting anything else other than meteors, missiles, and maybe small ships. Because if we get any hostile spawns right in this area, they're just going to be the small pirate ships, so I'm not too worried about that. But we are going to be doing a bit of a massive rework on this ship.
Storm inbound.
So I'm kind of worried about doing that without having a base or something around us while we're working. So I'm thinking we may need to build a shipyard. How many blocks over is that? One in the middle, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 13 blocks wide. And we are 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I guess that's 3. Half block, full block, full blocks. That's 3. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 blocks tall. Okay, so 8 by 13. I'm not really worried about the length of the ship. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out is what am I going to need to have in order to build a shipyard around this thing. Alright, and there are no connectors on the bottom, just on the side. Alright, so we're doing that. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to end up with is going to basically be about halfway into the ship, the original transport ship, and that'll all be enclosed into a hangar on either side. So I'm thinking these pylons are going to go away, and what we'll probably do then is, if we're getting rid of the pylons, we'll build a thruster, like outrigger style pylon on this thing, which means, yeah, we're gonna need a place to dock this up to start cutting it apart, because we're not planning on changing the height too much. It really is only going to be the side profile, like the port and starboard sides, that we're going to be doing the bulk of the work on. So yes, we are going to need stuff. Alright, let's see if we can grab some plates here. We'll drop you there. Question is do I actually want to go down to the moon and check to see if there's any resources in the immediate area? Alright, you know what? Let's stop hemming and hawing on this, and what we're gonna do is we want small blocks. We want 6 of the small ion thrusters. $160. Did I have... Oop. I have 61. So I should have enough to do this pretty easily. It's large ion, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be going through this fairly quickly. And now what we're going to do is, do you actually have an ore detector? You should have an ore detector on you, right? Why am I not seeing one? Ah, there it is. It's on that side. That's why I can't see it. It's hiding from me. So we're going to take you out. Alright, so here, well, let's go ahead and just get this. Let's get this thing sorted out here. We want you are starboard. Okay, so we did. Couldn't remember if we had actually dealt with that or not. Port hauler starboard. And groups. So we're going to turn those on. We are going to unlock that. And as long as we don't bump this thing, should be okay. As long as we don't bump anything with it. Or bump it with anything. That would be probably the better way of saying that. Doesn't look like we're drifting, right? Okay. And then basically all we're going to do is we're going to take this beast outside the safety envelope. Maybe we can turn the gravity on. Like I said, we want to make sure that we're not bumping the other ship, because that would be bad. And we really are just taking this thing out far enough to be able to do very, very quick work on the little mining vehicle there. There we go. And I'm curious. Interesting. Okay. There you go. Come on. We did say we were going to turn gravity back on, right? Interesting. So they basically the gravity generator is what's breaking now? Really? Oh, that is hilarious. Alright, so we're going to leave the gravity generator turned off. Yeah. Which ultimately is probably a good thing because I have a tendency of dropping parts everywhere, so. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Come here, you. Oh, son of a... I swear this game is going to drive me up the wall. Okay. We want... those. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just do a quick little surgery here. Drop you off, drop you off. That's 1, 2. Yeah, this whole. Let's do this. Let's. I don't need the med pack. Cancel, but I do want to keep. Let's keep 2 of those on us just in case we need them. I'm not expecting to have to use them, but better to have them and not need them than to not have them and die in deep space. Alright. So, and now that will go here. Drop all this stuff off. Right. And we'll go and get rid of that for now. Let's grab you. Actually, I need plates for that. These things are ridiculously cheap to build. So we're going to put one there. One there. One there. And you get one there. Okay. And what we'll do is, like I said, we'll come back later and build these out a little bit. But for now, we don't really need them doing much. So we got that. So we are going to grab all of those. Yeah. Alright, so we want to be careful here because these are all here. Those off. These are going to be the minor ions. And the reason we wanted to turn those off is because when we actually weld these things up, what's going to happen is we're going to run into a situation where you'll start getting uneven thrust and the ship will drift away, and we don't want that to happen. So we just need tubes. So drop a whole lot. Okay, that should give us ion power in each direction, right? We've got forward, lateral, left, and right. Ascent, descent, and retro thrust. Okay, so that should be good. And then that's gonna go. You know what? I think we're gonna go ahead and just. We're just gonna go ahead and do that. Need steel plate. Where has our steel plate gone? That. Oh, production, which we can't do over here because we don't have the materials. You have the materials. And you have one. Go ahead and make 10 of those. Okay. Hopefully make some of these, right? There we go. I really only need 5, but perfect. I don't need. I actually really need those. I could have gotten away with others, but it's okay. And steel plate. Give me. Oh, give me the steel plates. Thank you. All right. What we're going to do is we are going to come back in here. We're going to save that. Make short. Let's try that again. There we go. Everything is there. Turn them all on, turn them all off. Because what we want to do is we're going to move this ship back inside the shield. Because we want to keep our ships safe. We're going to go looking for a place to set up. Come on. Basically, we're going to look for a place to set up a little remote base. Alright, so you are going to go this way. Alright. So, hopefully, this thing isn't going to go anywhere. Let's go ahead and grab... toggle block on and off. Inertial dampeners are on. So while that's sitting there, this thing's moving. That's not good. I was kind of afraid of that. So what we're going to do is turn on our thrusters for a second. See how you get a little shudder in there? That's telling me that basically the ship did not like what it did. Okay. Close enough for government work. Alright. Oh. What is it? We're going to take a really dumb chance here. And so one of two things is going to happen on this. And I have a really bad feeling this is going to not have enough thrust to do what we need it to do. And it might actually be faster for me to go down. Oh, you know what? I think it's going to be faster for me to just go down there under my own power. We'll just grab some extra hydrogen and oxygen tanks. What we're going to do is do a very quick survey of the surface. Come on. Awesome. Okay, so turn that stuff off. And we're going to grab 3 more of those. We're going to grab both of those. Drop you down there for now. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to throw ourselves at the moon. Because we can. Turn off our inertial dampeners so that we don't burn fuel that we don't need to. And see if we can find us some resource. It'd be awesome as if we could find like uranium or something. I'd love to find uranium up here. Oh, there was something. Was that gold? Iron, nickel, cobalt. Well, hell, that is... Okay, yeah, we'll take that. This is going to be the moon. We said iron, nickel, and cobalt. Man, that is a hell of a first find, and we're looking for a goldish texture. So they have updated some of the surface textures. Ooh, silver. Silver, cobalt. Anything good? All right. Current. And we're going to do the same thing here. And this one's going to be cobalt and silver. Definitely not a bad start for resource detection. Let's pop up a little bit. Those are waypoints. Seeing more resources over here. Yeah, I'm thinking that we may build in this area, because that is a massive amount of iron. Okay. That is crazy. Now, for those who have been playing Space Engineers for a while, you know that the seeding in this game is a little broken. Nickel. Nice to have. Basically, there is a seed system in the game, and what it's supposed to do is to take your the seed and randomize things like the resources and stuff. It doesn't do it. It doesn't work. So, or if it does, if the seed is always the same. So once you know where resources are, you generally can find more of that resource. Now they did change with 1.0. They took uranium off of planets and I think moons. I don't think it shows up on the moon anymore. So you do still get the platinum, but if you're looking for uranium, the only way to find uranium now is on asteroids. This is nickel and platinum. All right, that is worth. What are we up to? 5. Yeah, this is going to be nickel and platinum, which is good because we're going to end up using some of that. Now, like I said, I'm not really wanting to build like we normally do, where we'll build a base, turtle down, and just kind of play from that area until we get bored. I do want to be doing more in the way of like exploration, but we do need a place to work from, and I'm thinking what we got here. We got ice, magnesium, and silicon. And so what I'm thinking is that we're gonna go ahead and basically use this area. Now, one of the added bonuses is that it is right here next to the stations. All right, so what was this one? So nickel, silicon, and magnesium. Is that right? Ice, that was the other one. Okay. Ooh. I'm not entirely too worried about it, but you know, it's good to have it marked. Make sure there's nothing else. Okay. So I would really like, it would be nice if they had put uranium back in on the moon, at least. Somebody was saying on one of the forums when they first did the change, oh look, golden's over. And that is the last of the primary stuff that we need, I think. But when they first put it in, they were like, oh, well, for uranium to form, you actually have to have it on, you know, effectively a planet. This is gold and silver, right? Yeah, gold and silver. So that it was like, it would have made more sense to remove it from the asteroids and put it, like, increase the concentrations of it on the planets. More platinum and nickel. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. If we really need it, then we'll come look for it. But I'm thinking, where is our first? I'm thinking we may build over here in the crater. There's no resources here in the wall, right? So one of these craters, one of the bigger craters, not necessarily this one, used to have uranium and iron in it. And when they did the changeover for 1.0 and they took the uranium out, I think they took the iron out of it too. Because I actually have there's one of the playthroughs I did a while back where I built a crater base and used one of these like little impact craters as the entrance to it. So the ships would dock out on the surface, and then there was an elevator system set up, where in this case it was stairs that were set up down in the base of it. and then we eventually dug out a what is it? Like a shaft system so that you could actually get small ships into it. But I'm thinking we are basically going to do something like that again. Well, you know what? How about we build... So what I'm thinking here is that we build a platform capping off that small impact crater. And then we build downward a couple of levels, basically just to put in, like, say, a small reactor, or I guess, yeah, small reactor, some batteries, and then we'll build some solar panels, and then build a small landing area for the ships. We'll get the ships down here, hopefully safely. And then we'll start cutting them up and getting things together. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to do a really quick cut. I'm going to grab some parts. We're going to come back, and I'll start working on it, and I'll show you basically what I'm thinking. So let me go ahead and get the pieces, or at least some of the pieces, to get the foundations going, and we will be right back. Alright, and we're back. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set a few things up here on the hotbar really quick. We're going to do conveyor blocks. Okay. And cargo. I'm going to do one large cargo. All right.
Energy low.
And that's why we have those. Okay. Alright, and we want gravity alignment turned on, because we basically want this thing to be, we do want it to be level. Alright, so we're going to go, say, there. That's 11. And so that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little something like that. And we want the station actually anchored. So number 7, you are going to go there. And you are going to go there. Alright, so, I mean, we're not planning on doing much more than what we've got right here. What I'm thinking here is we'll do something like this. So we'll end up with a small area down here where we can build in a habitation system, and a medical facility, because we do want to be able to safely respawn. That's going to be 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's 5. Okay. Lost track of where I was at in the build. It's never a good thing. All right. Okay. And then that basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see. That's gonna go. This is basically what's going to feed into the base itself. I'm probably going to run... Yeah, I think we're going to set it up. So we have something like this. And then that's going to run out and up. So let's go... Then like that. Turn the
Energy low.
Turn auto rotate off. Go ahead and pop 2 of those. All right. And if we go, say something like this. And we're going to repeat this over here. So we have basically double this up a little bit here. There we go. And just because I'm not a huge fan of floating blocks, you know, I like to have my my grids look like they are actually connected to something. And so what I'm thinking, oh, that was actually perfect for block count. Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from here. I may actually bring this back a little bit. But we'll have a piping system that comes up through here. We'll run down the length of this and out into here somewhere, where we will have a landing pad above it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm building the framework out the way I am, is because I'm going to be able to pipe things around. And we're basically going to build the landing pad on top of this structure. And what we'll do is I will set it up so that we have like a landing gear built in here. But that does mean we're going to need to put in solar panels. We're going to have to grab a couple of batteries. I don't think I actually have any steel plates left. Yeah, I need to get steel plates. All right. So I think that's going to do it for us today. I actually wanted to get more done than what we did. Unfortunately, we are quickly closing in on that 1 hour mark. We're, what, about 45 minutes at this point? And we still have a bunch of stuff. I saw a white marker moving. Like, oh, please tell me that's not one of my ships. But yeah, so I think this is going to work out pretty well. And like I said, we'll build a small habitation area down there, which will have probably a survival kit, not a full-on med station, and then like a cryopod attached to it. Like I said, I want to keep it really, really simple. I don't want it to be, I don't want this to be anything that's, you know, some crazy build or anything like that. It doesn't need to be anything in depth. All right, so I do think that's going to do it for us today. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, haven't done so already, or just want to do something nice for me on this beautiful Friday afternoon, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be kept up to date with new content as it comes out, don't forget to ring that bell. On that note, I am going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your Friday. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you back here. Well, we've got a multiplayer with a Dredden tomorrow It's about the first episode of that's going to come out, and that'll be about an hour long. So if you want to see more Space Engineers on Saturday, swing over that way for the multiplayer stuff. Otherwise, I will see you back here Monday for the single player Space Engineers. And as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Okay, so we've got to do. Do I want to put a refinery in here? No, because I've got refineries on the ships. So if I just dock the ships in, this basically becomes the hub, and we deal with everything between the ships. Yeah, I think that'll work well. Alright, let's get this stuff going.